guess we're gonna do this one after all.
Yeah, I mean, I finally got on the Wii U and I thought, hey, might as well do this one. We finished Assault and we're trying to go a little bit further into the timeline now. Welcome, everybody, to STARFOX Command.
For the Nintendo DS.
A very interesting title. We'll just get to the story. I mean, it's
interesting's an understatement.
Not really the most exciting story here. Let's just go to the story. Go tap and single player. Let's see. Years ago, a scientist named Dr. This story looks so much cooler.
Oops.
Let's go that. Let's do that story instead.
Oh, god damn it! Really now? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Wait a minute. You're not. You did not.
My father.
Did he really now?
It's story time, everybody.
You motherfucker. You freaking did it.
So, while I'm talking over the story, because spoilers, this is Star Fox 64 all over again, I had an epiphany last weekend.
So it's like every other game in the Devil Name franchise.
Yes. I had an epiphany. For the longest time, when recording my iPad and iPhone, would use an adapter that allowed me to, because I can't always capture the audio, so I would use a little adapter that I could plug into the headphone jack of my iPad, and thus be able to capture the audio from the iPad while capturing the video natively using iOS 11. Thank you. But then I thought, wait a minute. The music and sound effects are also coming out of the gamepad. It's just the voices that are different. So what if I connected that adapter to the gamepad?
Oh my god.
And thus,
do this again.
we can do it.
Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Star Fox Zero.
Yes.
We have the technology.
I can confirm. I'm doing this. I'm going to do a full... Okay, so here's the other thing. I didn't think this was going to work, but when it started, it just started. So I was like, crap, I might as well just go. So you're going to see my first playthrough of this game ever.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Oh, so this is basically blind?
For parts of it, you'll definitely be blind to me learning. You'll get to watch me learn the controls and gradually get better at this, but it will not be painful, I assure you. If there was I only died in 2 tricky spots because I unintentionally wound up going down one of the more challenging paths out of Sector Beta because I kept Peppy alive. So,
now that I think about it, this makes a lot more sense why you didn't give me the full playlist right off the bat.
Yeah, because I knew you would. I would have given it to you away, and I wanted to keep this up for this one part at least. I'll give you the rest tonight.
Well, say goodbye. Say goodbye to the previous timeline. We're literally doing Star Fox Zero.
And do know, I do plan on doing Command in the future. I do still record that. I had to record that intro part for the this whole little ruse. But
I was in on it.
She was in on it because I was excited. I was like, I got it working. But yeah, Command will come. I promise you. But just come on, I had to rub this in James' face a little bit.
Clearly. Well, hey, you know what? You saved me $100-some-odd to get another Wii U. So thanks.
I was gonna say, I seriously, if you still had that, I would have shown you. Wait, listen. There you go.
Oh, it feels so beautiful to hear that from my earphones.
I know.
And not from the gamepad itself.
Yeah, this audio normally comes out of the gamepad and the gamepad only. Also, as I had to learn, this game is also a little bit tricky. So the camera you're seeing on the TV, Sealy, is not going to be the perfect view. There's probably going to be a lot that I see that you're not seeing because I'll give the game this. It did an amazing job at being able to synchronize between the gamepad. They had to basically render 2 camera views at any point in time.
Which is pretty ambitious for something that, kind of garnered some mixed reception regardless.
So having tried it out, I think it's really neat. So basically, I can control... So this allows me to finally treat this like a 3D twin-stick shooter in that I can fly and shoot in different directions at the same time.
So basically, if you've ever played Sin and Punishment, you'll probably be right at home with this game.
Let's do it! But other than that, if you've seen Star Fox 64, you got kind of the main gist.
Now, just to clarify, considering the fact this was all kind of a hoax in the first place, is this really going to be a commentary, or...?
It'll be a commentary.
Yes!
I've already recorded all the way... Do Sector B is so freaking... I've already recorded all the way... barrel roll.
Just the whole scene with Plankton going all yes, come to Papa.
So yes, this will be a now. I was actually going to ask you, should as of now I have recorded all of my first playthrough. Should I continue to play and go through all of the paths?
That's up to you. I mean, there's a couple of interesting side paths you won't be taking naturally. Like, get back here, Slip. Well, don't worry. For the sake of StarFox Zero, Slippy's actually not as big of a nuisance as he usually is. Like, he actually knows what he's doing, for the most part. But anyway, I would say there's a couple of side tracks you might want to make. Like, say, I forget how you get there, but you can actually go to Fortuna.
Oh, nice.
And let me say, that place is freaking beautiful in this game.
I think I do go to Fortuna. Maybe I forget.
Bitchin'.
What's the mission? What happens to that mission again?
You're going through. I know you meet up with Cat there, and it's pretty much this whole
stealth mission.
No, it's not. No. That's Aquas. Fuck Aquas.
Oh, okay.
But or no. That was Zonus. That was Zonus. My bad. Aquas is in this
I did
game.
do that one.
Okay, well that one's mandatory, so that makes sense. No. Fortuna's where you're practically in a biomechanical force of a sort, kind of like a post-apocalyptic force level kind of thing. It's really majestic.
With the weird giant bird.
Yes.
Yeah, I do go there. Yeah, I do go there.
Okay, good.
That bird boss sucks. Also,
anyway,
real quick strategy I learned. Yeah, you do that. Real quick strategy thing I learned. You can descend a lot faster than you can ascend, so it's better to descend from attacks rather than try to ascend out of the way.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, jeez.
But anyway, were you through explain stuff? Because I just kind of want to make a quick joke.
I also.
Okay, because
yeah, go ahead, man.
We better go the other way.
Because
sorry, Falco.
He's got a. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Anyway, I was about to say, honestly, I will admit this is kind of a pleasant surprise, but honestly, just hearing James's reaction throughout this whole beginning half of this, I just have this mental image, and I'm really sorry about this, sis, but this mental image of James in his mind being like, Logan, if we were in the same room, I would kiss you.
But no, in all seriousness, know that I really did want James to be the one to do this because he had so much more experience than this than me, but the Wii U thing and the only way I was able to make this work was because my capture card. Can your capture card take video audio cables or just HDMI?
Oh no, it can take both.
Okay, then it was just the Wii U thing because yeah, I would have shown you all the tech I did. It was easy. Also, in terms of that camera thing I'm talking about, in all range mode is when it's really kind of tricky to see exactly what I'm looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Just because
what
it's
Logan's
really more
not,
of a cinematic view.
What Logan's not showing us is what you would see on the gamepad, where you're pretty much a first-person view, and
I do learn how to show that off later in the recordings.
Okay,
you hit the
I was
minus
actually about to
button.
ask that earlier, but I figured you knew that by now.
Yeah, you hit the minus button and you swap control.
And I'm not gonna lie, as cool as the... Because that is one thing I will definitely give StarFox Zero. I feel like out of all the first-party Wii U titles, this one is definitely the most experimental in terms of how it tries to use the gamepad, so I appreciate it from that perspective. That being said, the whole thing of using the TV and the gamepad in tandem, for me, kind of makes it really difficult for me to really get adjusted to the controls.
Because I got it.
Like, even to this day, I still haven't been able to beat it because the controls are so difficult.
Because you gotta look up and down and up and down. Mostly you'll be prioritizing looking at the gamepad, but sometimes you do have to look up top.
I will admit is kind of a detriment to the game, considering the fact that, well, especially when for this game they decided to also introduce the lock-on feature, which they call the event viewer, which in itself is kind of a neat idea, being able to lock on enemies that way. Only problem is you can't shoot in that direction. So by that point, you got to rely on the gamepad, and well, to do that, you got to look at the bottom screen. So it's like, what's even the point?
Oh, and I'm so sorry, but there's at least once or twice, unfortunately, in Zone B, even though I love Zone B. Honestly, I'm debating if I should re-record Zone B before we go back to that, just because at one point I was using the event viewer, and I kept thinking it was a lock-on. So there are times where I'm doing all this cool stuff, but you can't perfectly see what I'm doing because I'm focusing on one target all the time on the top camera.
Just be wary though, if you need to re-record Zone B, that if you haven't already gotten too far into the game, let's just say some future events that'll happen in the game will affect previous levels as well.
Oh, that's right.
Gotcha.
That's right. Anyway.
Oh, another thing
I'm sorry,
just in
real
case.
quick. Was Peppy just stuck on the fucking tower for a moment there?
Just for a second. Oh, it's not over yet.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, no.
I'll squash you like the insects you are.
I'm also glad they brought back the sort of cheesy voice acting, but I
Me
love
too.
it.
And especially Mike West as Fox McCloud, which he got a lot better with this game compared to his more other appearances like 64 3D and, of course, Smash 4, for better or worse.
Fire!
Well, Smash 4 was at least intentional with its corniness.
Yeah, that's true.
So, Silly, what you think so far?
Okay,
So,
so I'm just gonna say real quick, from the looks of it, Logan's pretty much fighting this thing the normal way, which is perfectly fine. There is actually a neat little exploit you can use with the walker, where you can go inside those you see like that entrance
the green
there.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, you can go in
Yeah.
there. I don't even know if you think you. Oh, maybe. It's gonna be a lot easier with the walker, but if you can go inside there and literally blow through the floor that way, and it's actually pretty interesting.
I did not know I could use the walker
actually,
yet at this point.
Well, you can, and that's the funny thing. Like, I literally beat this boss using that secret because, let's just say, I actually saw footage of this game beforehand, and saw that little secret, and I totally took advantage of it.
Nice.
Ouch!
Nice.
Oh, actually, I almost,
But yeah.
I almost forgot. Logan, do you plan to show off the Peppy mission?
Of course.
Yes.
I will do that. But, yeah. Alright, there you go.
But yeah,
Excuse me.
And he rockets off to live another day.
bless you.
But just, this is honestly, I think, one of the most cinematic StarFox games ever.
And it's just such a sad shame too that it was released pretty much when the Wii U was considered dead. And well, let's just say it's also a shame that a lot of people are so mixed on the controls. It kind of tarnished its overall, like Nintendo's overall effort in advertising this game, right? With the Muppets and well, the awesome anime OVA that Production IG and this one other company made. And, well, of course, it also should be said, this was also Iwata's very last game before he passed on.
Yeah.
It sucks.
And one more thing, speaking of cinematic and whatnot, and because
Yes.
this was going to be brought up eventually, another thing that's very interesting about this game is that this was actually co-developed by Platinum, which a lot of people will recognize as the former devs of the likes of Okami and Beautiful Joe, and the people that made the ever-beloved Bayonetta series.
All in all,
Right.
I honestly think they were pretty good hands with this franchise. Like, you couldn't have picked a better developer for this kind of project.
I think so.
And for the most part, they definitely succeeded. I think.
Other than that, as you can see there,
Yeah, it's really interesting.
other than that, you can definitely see that they were drawing as much inspiration from 64 as they could.
We need you on the front lines. Understood.
Oh wait, hang on, wait. There it is. I needed that. I didn't think I was gonna do it. I didn't think I could do it without that. Good luck.
The 64 nostalgia just isn't the same without it.
Oh shoot.
Oh god.
I'm sorry, just you. Oh boy, you saying that, Logan, kind of gives me like this idea of like you're so hung up on it. It's a matter of like you're just sitting there like tapping your thumb on your arm.
Well?
And it's like, StarFox, we're about to die. Help us!
Well,
Not until I hear it.
good luck. Thank you. Oh, I should be boosting right now. Sorry.
Use the boost, damn it! Oh god.
He's dead.
You
There's
could have
that- so-
you could have saved him, you know.
I could have. So that is actually something. So taking from Assault, sort of, and also 64 again, you need. There is mission completed and mission accomplished. I think accomplishing a mission puts you on a harder path and goes to different missions.
Yes.
Just merely completing a mission isn't enough.
Now, that being said, I think this is one of those few missions where I think you don't have to worry about a mission accomplished completion.
Oh, hang on, Peppy.
Oh yeah, by the way,
Done.
don't stress it too much if you accidentally forget to save your partners this time. The only thing you miss out on is some extra hits.
Yeah, they'll give you some hits. They'll give you some gold rings or silver rings for your trouble. Take that.
And I think in saving all three members, you also get a gold medal.
Oh,
Oh, no. Not Jim.
Oh, these poor dogs.
He was so close to retirement.
Oh, the doggos.
Gosh, freaking bomb, whatever.
Ooh.
Oop.
Ah,
Well, that's one way to take it out.
oh, Slippy.
Oh,
But yeah, no,
it's
just,
so cute. You try to act tough.
oh, these things shoot at their centers to destroy them. Otherwise, they will home in on you.
Gotcha. Oop.
Slippy, never say that again. Never say that again, Slippy.
Shut up, Slip.
Oh, and yes, just to immediately get that question out of the way, yes, I did already now record a look at of guard as well.
Okay, that's all. I mean, if you're gonna show this game off, I think it's only fair you show off guard as well.
Yeah, I mean the same technique still applies, but yeah, just having now played this game,
That'll be interesting because honestly, I never even touched guard.
it's pretty okay. I don't. It's more arcadey. I don't think I would play it all the time, but I enjoyed it.
It pretty much
There we
fit.
go.
It pretty much fit as just being a little extra with the game. In fact, I think by itself, I think it only costs like $10.
Yeah. Also, also, can I say, is there another way to do a barrel roll besides tapping the analog stick?
Nope.
Like, is there a button?
Nope. You have to use the right stick.
Gosh dang it! I'm sorry. That is right now my biggest complaint with this game is I wish I could just hit the R button and just barrel roll. That would be so much easier than
It would
having to.
be a little more convenient. I'll agree with that.
Ooh.
At the same time,
Walker mode.
oh hello. Hey, they took a cue from STARFOX
Chicken.
2. It's the chicken walker.
And when this thing sidesteps, it's so adorable.
It's so fun.
Do, 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 do.
Oh god damn it.
What happened?
No, no.
Just the fact that we broke in.
Yeah. So yeah, the chicken walker I think is
Oh.
chicken walker is a pretty awesome substitute for the on foot missions in Assault.
Oh, and by the way, just to kind of give away what paths I did and didn't do, I didn't even know the Landmaster was in this game.
Oops. Well,
I skipped right over those missions.
Well, you can always go back to them at your. Well,
Quick turn, transform, target view.
you can go back to them at your own leisure. In fact, you kind of need to go to at least one of them in order to do the Peppy mission.
That's right. Okay.
Ow!
That's another thing I just now. That's
Okay,
that's,
don't go
that's
there.
another thing I learned. Be careful. This walker does not control like a 3D platformer. It is
Yeah.
still kind of controlling like a vehicle.
It's kind of it's pseudo tank controls, but I think in this case it's fine. In fact, going on Logan's whole spiel about the barrel roll being mapped to the right stick. I mean, yeah, that element is not my favorite thing about it, but otherwise, I think it's a damn good substitute for the likes of boosting and braking. It feels so natural.
Oh yeah, the right.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, that meter in the bottom. That Celia is the boost and brake meter. If I ever need to make tight corners.
And let me just say, it's at its best in this game, just because you can use it as many times as you want, so long as it's in the blue. Unlike other games, where if you try to use it at any point once, it automatically goes in the red, and you gotta wait for it to recharge. It's always felt so cumbersome.
Right, and also on it, Peppy. Where's the energy core? Yeah, it must be down here.
Woohoo!
Yeah, there it is.
It's just seeing this.
Do.
Nintendo, I know you guys are probably still heartbroken about how this game performed on the Wii U, but please, put this on the Switch.
Even if you have to retool, they would have to retool how it's controlled, but I feel like they could make it work.
They would
and
have to
I would
retool
like
its control and also a few of its other mechanics, like the event viewer. Like, I think for that, they kind of need to put in some sort of, like, being able to shoot while walking onto something, which I think would make this game far less cumbersome.
Look at me!
than it
Look at
is.
me! Sidestep like. tick, tick,
Whee!
tick,
Look at me go!
Got him.
Woo!
It's like
Let's
the
move.
only other. Oh boy. The only other factor I could think of as to whether it'll get a Switch port or not is whether or not a Platinum feels like porting it to the Switch. Because remember, this is their baby
Well,
too.
yeah. It would have to be a joint between Nintendo and Platinum, which, to be fair, they've already ported the likes of Bayonetta and Bayonetta 2, and they're still in the talks of trying to get Wonderful 101 on there, so who knows? It could still happen.
But just
Well, hopefully Wonderful 101 works well on the Switch, because I'm not gonna lie, that's another one of those games for the Wii U that I tried to get into, but it just wouldn't click with me.
Its control
yeah.
scheme is a little weird, I'll agree with you there.
so unfortunately, our first part is having to come to a close for now. But just know that having now played this, I really do hope they bring this back to the Switch because it really is, I think, one of the best.
If
ones
not
I've
bring
played
it back
in
to
a
the
while.
Switch, then at least make a sequel or something.
Yeah.
Like, I think this game definitely deserves one, and definitely deserves one with a more comfortable control scheme.
Right. With that said, apologies for having to pull the wool over everyone's eyes for that first couple of seconds there, but I'm sure
thanks.
that
Yeah, thanks, you jerk.
I'm sure
I love you so much.
But I'm sure you appreciate this little diversion before we get to command.
Now kiss.
But yeah, thank you guys, and we will see you in the next part.
Till next time, everybody.
Bye.
Now fade away before they actually do kiss.